The fighting game genre has always occupied a niche corner of the video game industry. These titles often require precise timing, deep knowledge of character matchups, and long hours of practice, a combination that can intimidate newcomers. In response, developers have occasionally tried to make fighting games more accessible, but this has often frustrated hardcore fans. One strategy that did work, however, was to draw in casual audiences by using beloved characters from popular franchises, something Capcom mastered in the 1990s. Among Capcom's many crossovers, Marvel vs. Capcom remains its most iconic. But while it was once a pillar of competitive fighting games, the franchise has gone silent for over 8 years. And with newer games stealing the spotlight, fans are left wondering, what happened to one of gaming's most legendary series? The rise of Marvel vs. Capcom and its legacy. The seeds of Marvel vs. Capcom were sown in 1994 with X-Men, Children of the Atom. While not a tag team game yet, it laid the foundation with fast-paced combat and super-powered showdowns. Capcom followed this with a string of Marvel-based titles that culminated in Marvel vs. Capcom, Clash of Superheroes in 1998. The game was later ported to consoles like the Dreamcast and PlayStation, though the Dreamcast version was widely considered the definitive home experience at the time. By 2000, Capcom released Marvel vs. Capcom 2, New Age of Heroes, a title that cemented the franchise's legacy. The introduction of 3v3 tag battles, slick 2.5D graphics, and an enormous roster turned the game into a cult classic. However, its chaotic balance and a few lingering bugs meant it was far from perfect. Still, its impact on the fighting game scene, especially in arcades and early tournaments, was undeniable. Later, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Fate of Two Worlds and its upgraded edition Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 brought the series into the HD era. Iconic characters like Virgil from Devil May Cry and Phoenix Wright from Ace Attorney made memorable debuts, and the game became a staple at competitive events like EVO. Sadly, the franchise's success wouldn't last. The fall. What went wrong with Infinite? Expectations were sky-high for Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite when it was revealed in 2017. Fighting games were resurging, with Tekken 7 revitalizing its franchise and competitive scenes thriving. But from the moment fans got their hands on Infinite, disappointment set in. First, the game scaled back to a 2v2 format, abandoning the beloved 3v3 system that defined the franchise's identity. This reduced the complexity and creativity players had come to love. The character roster also raised eyebrows. Fan favorites like Virgil and Phoenix Wright were notably absent, while the overall selection felt uninspired and sparse. Visually, the game lacked the stylized flair fans expected, and the presentation was seen as generic. Even worse, it arrived just months before Dragon Ball FighterZ, a direct competitor that not only looked stunning but also featured one of the most beloved anime IPs ever. Developed by Arc System Works, FighterZ quickly became a sensation, and Infinite was completely overshadowed. Capcom failed to course-correct in time, and the franchise quietly slipped into dormancy. Capcom's lost opportunity and Marvel's new direction. For decades, Capcom was Marvel's go-to partner for fighting games. Their collaboration gave fans some of the most beloved brawlers of all time. But Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite damaged that relationship, and Marvel seemed to rethink its approach. Enter Arc System Works, the same studio behind Dragon Ball FighterZ. With a proven track record for flashy, accessible yet deep fighting games, they've now taken on the Marvel IP. Revealed during the 2025 Sony State of Play, Marvel Token, Fighting Souls is shaping up to be a massive evolution of the tag fighter format. Boasting a jaw-dropping anime-inspired art style and dynamic combat, Fighting Souls will feature 4v4 battles, expanding team fights to a new level. The game promises to make the most of Marvel's vast character library, and its 2026 release is already one of the most anticipated in the genre. With Marvel putting its weight behind this new project, Capcom's legendary franchise seems further away than ever from a true comeback. Will Marvel vs. Capcom ever return? There's no official word on whether Marvel vs. Capcom will return, and with Marvel moving forward with new partners, the future doesn't look bright. While fans continue to celebrate the franchise's past through retro collections, the competitive fighting game landscape has moved on. Still, the love for the series endures. The bombastic combos, colorful visuals, and sheer fun of mashing Marvel and Capcom universes together created something special. But unless Capcom reimagines the formula and rekindles its relationship with Marvel, the franchise may remain a nostalgic memory of a time when tag battles ruled arcades.